there's any chance Tinppa switches his character for this.
Oh no.
Like where Jump played Lanny against Distortion.
Yeah.
Because they didn't feel good about the Haruka versus Gator. So here we go. Distortion on the red side playing Gator. Tinppa on the blue side playing Haruka.
Tinppa knows that what shots he needs to do, and I think if he can keep the shots wide and keep the straight shots unexpected, he will have it in the bag.
We see quick 7 points coming out for Tinppa on the short hopper. I definitely do expect Tinppa's shot selection to be very much varied and to really
Tinppa probably didn't have to slide there, but I think he can probably turn it around, or he chooses not to.
Yeah, we have 13-15 now. Tinppa's still in the lead.
Tinppa really wants to get Distortion off of the net, and by getting juiced, he immediately pushes Distortion back, because Distortion wants time to react to the shots.
We see both players on juice now. Distortion forced to slide, throws the fill shot. Tinppa able to get there and throws right down the line with the juice.
And once again there, I'm not entirely convinced that Distortion had to slide in that situation.
No,
like, it was obviously gonna be on the hair, but I'm not convinced. And that costed him a lot of points. So.
It did, yeah. Back lob from Tinppa as he's forced to slide. Distortion takes the super, throws the Sawblade. Tinppa does catch it, throws another back lob. I think most times against Distortion, because he gets so close to net, like throwing a back lob against him is kind of like throwing a front lob against someone who's playing straight up on the back of the net, or on the back line. And we see 22 points going to Tinppa as he takes the first set 70-13, which is definitely.
And here we see Tinppa just being extremely dynamic in his playstyle, like he usually is. He's not letting Distortion's aggression get to him. He knows that he can like give a few points here and there, just to like, keep Distortion at a safe distance. I have a hard time seeing Tinppa budging in this game. He knows what he's doing, and he has played this. He has played players like this before.
And one thing I know is that most of Tinppa's playstyle comes from the back line. So him being on the back line isn't necessarily a bad thing for Tinppa, because he's very good at reacting from that back line and then going from reaction to setting the tone. So we see Distortion with the nice pre-slide on the shot, and he does get these stuff blocks 33-12. Distortion in the lead in this set as he looks to tie up this first sets of this first game 33-21 as Tinppa does take those points with the quick curve down the line that Distortion just misses. Stuff block from Distortion gets 9 points, 42-21. Now Distortion is doing a lot more aggressively trying to stuff block Tinppa's shots. And
Distortion knows that he has some points that he can he can allow Tinppa to get some points, because if he's aggressive and gets some early points, then he has this set guaranteed. So he doesn't have that much of a risk. I think now he's gonna fall back a little bit more. He's not gonna want to play that aggressively, or
he's gonna miss slide.
He does it by
50-42. Distortion, or Tinppa takes game 1 in 2 sets.
In that situation, I would probably have assessed the situation and feel like I'll go up, be aggressive when I know that Tinppa has made a mistake, or when when I'm supposed to when I can punish him, because as fast as that 6 points go, you're playing for the whole set.
I think we need I think he can switch characters, correct?
Yeah, in previous tournaments, you've always been able to switch characters during, so go ahead.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have a character switch, and then we'll be right back into Distortion, into the match. So just for people to know, if you feel like you need a character switch, you are allowed to take a character switch in a tournament match.
Yeah.
I have done so before in a match, where I tried to see if one character would work and it just didn't, so I switched. It's not quite as common as you'd think, as we've now only seen the first one for this tournament.
And I think this is the first one we've seen in many, many months.
Yeah.
It's really not that common because you play with the characters you like the best, and you always have one character. Most people have one character that they really, really prefer.
As we see Tinppa make the switch over to play Gator for this game. Now, the dynamic does change a little bit with Tinppa switching over to Gator. I don't know if Tinppa's playstyle will change as much. But
Tinppa's playstyle would probably change quite a bit here.
Okay. As we see, Tinppa is playing aggressively now. You see 8-0 in favor of Distortion. I'm very interested to see how this plays out. As we see Tinppa on juice, forced to slide, throws it down the line.
Tinppa will most likely try to do a hybrid between aggressive and just normal, like, laid-back play.
I think Distortion might want to do almost a combination of that, where Distortion goes and plays a playstyle that's more mid court to backline, as well, mixing that in on top of his normal aggressive mid to front playstyle.
Yeah. Tinppa is not used to playing Gator in that sense, but I know that Tinppa knows what traits of Gator he can use for his advantage. And I mean, as we see now, it's Distortion is having some real trouble adapting to this new playstyle, and Tinppa showing no mercy.
Yeah, 49-8 as Tinppa takes a very swift and commanding set 1, 59-8, as he's now one set away from moving to the loser's final to face Jump in what will be a pretty fantastic matchup, which I assume Tinppa will most likely switch back to Haruka. I do find it a bit fascinating that a lot of people tend to switch. Is that people in this tournament have tended to switch their characters against Distortion to find ways to play against him. Because we did see Tinppa do pretty well in that first game, and he did have a commanding set 1, a little closer of a set 2, and Jump switching to Lanny, but then switching back to Haruka against Phyrexius.
Yeah. Jump I've seen switch characters quite a lot in tournaments.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that, like, Tinppa is probably doing it to see like how he can counter aggression in different ways. Tinppa likes to try out new things, and that's what he's doing right now. But like, the character switch is there for a reason. Like,
definitely
play whatever you like. It's
yeah. See, Tinppa's on juice, Distortion not on juice. I don't know why I just call him Jump, but Tinppa does take it 65-10, takes game 2, takes the loser semifinals, and will move on to face Jump in our next match.
Correct. Let's see.
Distortion putting up a very, very well-deserved 4th place finish in the tournament.